I was juggling grocery bags, kids whining in the back, just trying to survive the day. The parking lot was packed that afternoon. I had no choice but to squeeze in right next to a BMW. I even asked the parking attendant to double check, and he said it was fine. So we went inside, grabbed what we needed, and came back out. Then I heard it. That hiss. Like a snake under the car. 2 tires. Flat. Not just 1. 2. And not an accident either. Someone let the air out on purpose. My wife looked at me, then at the kids. I could feel the heat on my neck. Sweat running down my back. And I just thought, seriously? Who does this to a random family? I asked the parking guy. He just shrugged. Happens. That's it. Like, thanks, man. Super helpful. That night, I filed a police report. Still had the smell of rubber stuck in my nose. I felt embarrassed, angry, mostly just dismissed. I hate that feeling. My kids had been sweating in the back seat while we scrambled to get rides home. My son held my hand and asked if the car was sick. I laughed just to keep myself from cursing out loud. Then came the waiting. Weeks, months. If you've ever tried to get security footage, you know. It's like pulling teeth. The police said, "We need the store to preserve it." The store said, "We need a formal request." Then the request needed another form. Somebody was on vacation. Somebody else was out of the office. I swear my case file was just taking naps in different inboxes. Every Tuesday morning, coffee still hot, I made calls. I kept a notebook, names, dates, extensions, and every week it was some new excuse. We're waiting on records. We can't find the file. One time, an officer literally told me, "Call back next week. Maybe we'll know more then." Like, maybe? You're the police, not a raffle ticket. But I didn't stop. I wasn't going to let it die. Because 2 flat tires with kids in the car, that's not a prank. That's not funny. That's dangerous. That's malicious. Month 3, finally a win. The footage existed. Month 4, I learned what it showed. Some kid, maybe 20, designer hoodie, keychain dangling, leaning on my car like he owned it. He crouched, popped the valve stems like it was a party trick, then strutted back to a shiny BMW with a temp tag, smirk on his face the whole time. When the officer called me in to watch it, I sat in this tiny room with an old monitor that buzzed every time the image changed. Grainy video, bad angle, but clear enough. I watched this stranger turn my day into a punishment. No hesitation, no nerves. He even looked around, not scared, just bored, like messing with people was his hobby. We traced the plate. Nice family, big house, perfect lawn, the type where the grass probably gets better healthcare than me. I wasn't after money. I just wanted accountability, but I kept everything. Towing receipts, tire bills, even notes about the night we had to split rides. My wife with the kids, me waiting for the tow truck. I logged it all in a spreadsheet. And then, 2 years. 2 years of slow motion. Every step triggered another step. Notice sent, response window, scheduling, discovery. My kids forgot about it. I didn't. I carried that memory neat and ready, like a jacket hanging in the closet for the day I'd need it again. Finally, the summons landed, almost 2 years after that night. I held the paper and just breathed. Patience digs grooves into you, but it builds muscle too. And I was ready. Court day. The courthouse smelled like old stories. I sat at the table with my squeaky binder. Across from me, the kid. Older, but not grown. Sharp suit, bad attitude. His dad beside him, smooth, polished. Their lawyer gave me one of those fake smiles. Before the session started, they slid an offer across the aisle. "We can settle this today." The number? More than the tires, way less than the time I'd lost, and nowhere near enough to cover that look on my wife's face when we realized we weren't driving home together. I said no. They raised it. Then again, I still said no. "We'll let the judge see the video," I told them. Dad's jaw tightened, like he wasn't used to people saying no. Then court began. Names, records, the video rolled. And there he was. Hoodie, keychain, smirk, bending at my tires like it was just another Tuesday. The room went silent. Even the air felt still. The judge leaned forward, replayed the moment, that flick of the valve stem. The video didn't have sound, but I swear I heard that hiss again. The kid, he sat back, arms crossed, bored look plastered on his face. No apology, just nothing. Their lawyer scrambled. Youthful mistake, no malicious intent, could have been someone else. The judge didn't bite. He just asked, "Why were your hands on his valve stems?" The kid exhaled, didn't answer. Silence. And that silence, it was louder than any excuse. I laid out my receipts, tires, towing, time off work. I told the story, kids restless, sun going down, family split between 2 cars just to get home. I kept my voice steady. No theatrics, just facts.
The ruling came down clear. Restitution, court costs, a fine, and, this part shocked me, 90 days of home arrest. I just sat there, relief washing over me. Not triumph, just alignment, like the world clicked into place for a second. Of course, they appealed. Money always moves fast when it thinks it's right. But the appeal collapsed as soon as the video hit the table. You can't argue with grainy footage of your own hands on someone else's tires. $1,700, restitution and fines. Every receipt I saved grew teeth that day. I didn't gloat. I went back to my life, changed my oil on Saturday. My kids blew bubbles in the driveway. My wife hugged me longer than usual. That hug said, "I saw you carry that weight." Word spread, like it always does. A neighbor told me his home arrest lined up with a summer program he needed for college credits. He'd still get his degree, sure, but the smooth runway he thought he had? Gone. Actions have gravity. They pull at you later. And you know what? I thought about those settlement offers again. Clean checks, easy out. But if I'd said yes, what lesson would that teach my kids? That accountability is for sale if you've got the cash? No. I wanted them to see patience isn't weak. It's showing up, keeping records, waiting your turn, and standing your ground. 2 years after that night, the payment finally arrived. I opened the envelope at the kitchen table, same spot where we sort school forms and bills. My daughter asked if it meant the tire kid had said sorry. I told her sometimes sorry doesn't come in words, it comes in actions. We didn't celebrate big. Most of the money went into our emergency fund. I bought my wife a new sunshade she'd been eyeing for months. I filed the court order in a folder next to our passports. Not out of spite, just as a reminder that persistence matters. Do I feel vindicated? Yeah, but not in a fireworks way. More like a sore muscle finally loosening after a long walk. I think about that kid sometimes, stuck at home while his friends posted pictures from the beach. Maybe he learned. Maybe he didn't. That part isn't mine to control. What I do control is this. I stood up for my family. I used the system, even when it felt broken. I showed my kids that actions loop back. And if anyone asks if it was worth the calls, the binder, the courtroom air, I'll say yes. Every single time. Because that hiss in the parking lot, it doesn't echo in my head anymore. It's just a memory now. And a paid bill that proves patience really does pay off.